couple of minutes ago. So again, if you live anywhere in northeastern Osage County, you need to be in a safe space at this time. Folks in Callaway County, here north of the Missouri River, this is on its way out from your area. So this is we're likely gonna see the section of this warning covering Callaway County ending soon. And then it will be a focus for solely northeastern Osage County and then western portions of Gasconade County as well. So we did just get an update there. You can tell by the flashing tornado warning polygon there. So yeah, it looks like they just dropped Callaway County out from that tornado warning. So now it is just here in northeastern Osage County. That's north and east of Lynn. And then it's going to be here out into far northwestern Gasconade County. So if you live anywhere in northeastern Osage County or western Gasconade County, you need to be seeking shelter at this time. I'm just getting our National Weather Service chat feed up here. So it looks like it's still right near Chamois and Deer. Going to be crossing then Highway 89 north that stretches from Chamois south to the east of Deer. So right in here is our area of circulation. So again, if you live anywhere around Highway 89 north, south from Chamois, all the way down here towards Crook, you do need to be seeking shelter at this time. So taking a look at what this kind of looks like on our reflectivity. It is a very large supercellular structure, which is a rotating thunderstorm capable of producing all types of severe weather. We've had a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1.5-inch size hail, and that is the same cell that has now gone tornado warned. So again, moving to the east at about 25 miles an hour, we'll go ahead and get a pathway on this for everyone. Go ahead and pause it here. Moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. So that's going to take it towards Fredericksburg at 6:14 p.m., Feingold Ferry at about 6:20, and then Gasconade at about 6:26 p.m. So if you live in any of those areas I just mentioned, you need to be seeking shelter at this time as this tornado-warned storm makes its way towards your area. So far, I haven't seen any confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground. Lane, anything from your end that you may have seen through the National Weather Service chat?
Not yet. There is a damage report outside of Steedman, which is in the severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not quite sure if it was in the initial tornado warning polygon, but it's Mike 6.
Mike 6.
So not really seeing much damage outside from like tornado wise. But yeah, rather than send it back to you.
Okay. Yeah. So again, that is some confirmed report through the severe thunderstorm warning earlier on, and now we have this tornado warning here that was spawned from that same cell. Again, very clear circulation here between Chamois and Deer, moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. So that's going to be passing right towards Aude, Fredericksburg as well. Folks in Fredericksburg really should be seeking shelter at this time, as it does look like this path will take it directly towards you, and then that'll be up here towards Gasconade here as well, right along Highway 100 there. So again, this is moving east at 25 miles an hour. We have yet to see if there's a confirmed tornado on the ground, but we always treat every tornado warning like it is potentially on the ground, if not actively putting one on the ground at this time. So just taking a quick look here at our data feed, our National Weather Service chat, still doesn't show any clear sign that it has produced a tornado. But again, this is our active tornado warning in effect until 6:30 p.m. for portions of Osage, north and east of Lynn, and as well as portions of Gasconade County, the northwestern corner of Gasconade County. So moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and get another cone on here. So in the next 30 minutes, that'll take it through places like Morrison at about 6:18. That would be Pershing here at 6:21, and then into Gasconade at 6:27 p.m. this evening. So again, if you live in any of those towns that I just mentioned, or a neighboring town that wasn't picked up by our graphic system here, you need to be in a safe space. You need to be in a shelter. What does that look like? A basement or somewhere underground is always going to be your safest spot. If that is something that is not available, the most interior room of your home, placing as many walls between yourself and the outdoors as possible, preferably a room that does not have a window. And of course, if you can get into like a bathroom that's an interior room, if you can get into the bathtub, maybe grab a pillow or something that you can use to protect your head and neck from any sort of debris that may occur from a tornado. That way you can stay as protected as possible. Again, at 6:18, this would take it into Morrison. 6:21 would be Pershing. And then at 6:27 is where we have the estimate entry into Gasconade County. So again, moving to the east at 25 miles an hour. We'll go ahead and get that off and throw this back into motion. So yeah, continuing to see this area of circulation right now, just looking to cross over Highway 89 north here, and this is in Osage County. That is north and east of Lynn. So if you live in and around the Lynn area, yes, you may have gotten the alert that a warning was issued for your county, but it is not going to make an impact through the town, the city of Lynn. It is to your north and east. So we'll go ahead, zoom this back in a little bit more. So that's from Highway 89 north, it would take it to Highway N, which then goes directly here towards Fredericksburg. So back in here is our area of circulation. And if we wanted to take a look at some precipitation, we could infer that this might be, if we do have a tornado occurring, this might be one that is rain wrapped. These storms are extremely efficient rainfall producers, so it could be extremely hard for any sort of visual confirmation to be made at this time. So let's go ahead, zoom on in to where we have that area of circulation just to the south and east of Chamois. And if we wanted to look at the rainfall rates, yeah, just shy of a 5 inch per hour rainfall rate. That could very easily be producing a rain-wrapped tornado event where it is extremely hard to get a clear visual representation of the funnel that is all the way to the ground. Again, we have not had a report of a confirmed tornado, but this may be the reasoning behind it, is because you cannot really get a good visual on it, meaning it could be on the ground and nobody has been able to see it just yet, just due to the intense nature of this rainfall. So it looks like there's also another couplet that is just south of Chamois that is also showing signs of intensification, and that is going to be, yeah, just south of Chamois, just crossing over Highway 89 north right now. So that's going to go just here towards Aude, Missouri. That is the next town that will likely see an impact from any sort of potential tornado, let alone the strong damaging wind gusts. This severe thunderstorm warning in orange was for hailstones of 1.5 inches in diameter, so we could see some damage due to that. But we're definitely seeing some cycling going up. Area of rotation again just now getting east of Highway 89 north. And this is going to be some warm, wet air that is flowing into this storm, just fueling its intensity as it continues to make its way to the east at, once again, 25 miles an hour. So we'll go ahead, pause this once again, zoom it back out, see if we've got an update on some timing here. So if we take this out over the next, say, 20 minutes. So 6:17 Fredericksburg is when this center of circulation should make its way into your area. 6:21 is where it would start to get towards places around Pershing. So again, if you live in those two areas or a neighboring town that again was not picked up by our graphic system here, you need to be seeking shelter at this moment. Elsewhere, we do have plenty of active thunderstorms across the area. Just the one tornado warning at this time here, again, for portions of Osage County and portions of Gasconade County. And it's going to be northeast of Lynn and then southwest of Herman. What are you seeing on anything on from your end, Lane?
I'm just trying to gather as much information as I can. Thankfully, this is the only tornado warning that we have right now. It doesn't mean that there can't be any that pop up between now and the expiration of this warning. But right now, really just kind of gather some information about what's happening. I don't know if you mentioned it, Riley. I tried to mention it earlier, but we had some technical difficulties. There was some storm damage in Steedman, which was a part of that severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not quite sure if it was a part of the tornado warning, but there was an unconfirmed report of aluminum roofing and siding scattered on a road and fields nearby. So this could be straight line winds. This could be a possible tornado. I'm not going to say which one it is yet, but this storm is causing damage regardless, and especially with the straight line wind damage as well, not just the tornado threat. So we'll keep an eye on all of it, but for right now, that's all I got, Riley.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so even if it's non-tornado related, as Lane was saying, this storm has a history of producing some potential damage earlier on in its life cycle. Taking a look at some of the hail cores here, it did peak as it was back by Mocaine, so it has kind of come down a little bit. It might be that the storm itself is getting a little bit smaller. When a storm is extremely tall, that is when they are usually at their strongest, where they are sucking in a lot of warm, wet air from the surface and drawing then in a lot of cooler air from above. That's where you could really start to get really large hailstones. I want to take a look at what the potential hail size here was as it made its way through Mocaine. So yeah, just shy of 2-inch size hail. That is a very, very powerful storm. But let's go ahead and jump back over to velocity, zooming back on in. So it looks like might be looking at a slight weakening in it. I mean, the radar couplet is a little less defined. You can kind of see it mixing out. We're getting predominantly a little bit more red, which again, if you're unfamiliar with our velocity graphic, red is going to be winds moving in the direction away from a radar site, whereas greens are winds moving in the direction of the radar site. So what we look for are where we get some mixing, and if they start to kind of swirl around each other, that's where we can see the potential rotation coming down to the ground and where we would be on the lookout for any real tornado threat to emerge. But even outside of that area of rotation, this storm has been producing strong winds. It was originally a severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, as well as 1.5 size hail. If that Mocaine report I just showed you proves right, we could have even seen hail near 2 inches in diameter with it. So again, very strong storm. Looks like there are some folks out there who are chasing, so we might be able to get some visual confirmation on whether or not this has or is producing a tornado on the ground, or if it's still just a rotating wall cloud, or if it's potentially got a funnel developing. Nonetheless, if you live around Fredericksburg, out towards Pershing, even south here, or up further north up towards Gasconade, you need to be seeking shelter at this time as this storm comes through, because again, as we've reported, it has a history of producing some potential damage back in Steedman. So again, it is a very strong storm. Even outside of the tornado risk, we could be looking at some straight line wind concerns where we're talking 60+ miles an hour. So it looks like they've got a video from the back end side of the storm. So again, this is far northeastern Osage County. It's going to be northeast of Lynn, and then it's heading here into northwestern Gasconade County. So that's Fredericksburg, Brown Shanty, Gasconade, even as far south as Bay in Gasconade County. You are within the tornado warning, so you should be seeking shelter at this time as well. It's now coming through Aud there towards Hope, Missouri as well. So that's going to be along Highway N. If you live anywhere along Highway N in Osage County, you should be indoors. You should be in shelter, whether that is a basement, a storm cellar, or the most interior room of your home, somewhere that you can protect yourself from any sort of debris that may be lofted or thrown around from a potential tornado. Elsewhere, back off to the west, we do still have additional storms, so I do want to caution folks, you know, out here from Columbia down south towards Jefferson City, even the lake, we still have some additional storms to get through, and those could still produce a tornado risk, as well as a strong damaging wind gust risk and a hail risk as they make their way through the area. Further west, out here towards Sheraton, Benton, Saline, Pettis counties, likely already done with the risk for strong to severe storms this evening. So once this line moves east of you, you'll likely see that risk beginning to come to an end. I think the last time I saw Randolph County was actually removed from the tornado watch. So again, the National Weather Service has been quick to remove counties from the tornado watch as these storms move east. So once we get through this line, that risk for strong and to severe storms starts winding down. But until this line moves through completely, we cannot rule out the potential of an isolated tornado spinning up, as we have seen with this tornado warning in effect until 6:30 for Osage and Gasconade counties. Anything on your end, Lane?
Not as much seeing on my end. National Weather Service chat, they're still monitoring the storm, but nothing in terms of damage. I was looking through some of the indices that would, tell us if there is a heightened tornado potential. There is a lot of spin in the atmosphere right now, so that's where we could see more of that spin up tornado effect, or spin up tornadoes along a linear line, kind of like what we're seeing if you flip over to Max 1. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking talking about here. Give me 2 seconds. Basically, along that line of storms that's extending from Boone County all the way up into places like Montgomery County, that's kind of what we're talking about in terms of where we could see that brief spin up tornado threat as we go into the later parts of the hours as that cold front continues to push further and further east. But as of right now, in terms of the continuing tornado warning, really don't have that much right now. We're still keeping an eye on it. It does look like it's on the weakening trend, but these things can spin up and start to strengthen at any moment. So that's all I got, Riley.
Awesome. So throwing a velocity reading on here, still looking at some decent winds. Again, these are going to be radar estimates, so we take them all with a little bit of a grain of salt, but we are seeing two conflicting areas of winds. So again, winds moving towards the radar site, which is going to be out in St. Louis, winds moving away from it at a little bit of a faster pace. So let's see, 95 north of Morrison, but let's see, we were seeing weakening of the storm, so it does look like, yeah, we are seeing this storm is starting to lose a little bit of steam. Still no indication that they are going to cancel the tornado warning early, which it is in effect until 6:30 p.m. this evening for portions of Osage and Gasconade counties. So we will continue to keep an eye on that for you all. Back off to the west, still no additional severe thunderstorm or tornado warnings, but we do still have copious amounts of lightning, intense downpours, maybe some smaller hail.
What the threat with this storm is going to kind of be, as we did get an update from the National Weather Service in St. Louis. Their plan right now is to cancel or let the severe thunderstorm warning expire. And their plan is, unless this storm ramps up in the next couple of minutes, they are planning to cancel the tornado warning. But we'll stay on as long as that tornado warning is in effect, just in case it does start to gain some more steam and start to spin a little bit more. But we'll keep our eyes on it as of right now.
Thank you for the update, Wayne. Yeah, so again, still not out of the woods just yet. It's some good news that the cell appears to be weakening as it's starting to make its way towards that Gasconade and Osage County line, which is right here south of Morrison. But until we get the all clear, until we see that they have canceled the watch, canceled the warning, we will continue to be on air here tracking this for you, which again, if you don't live in this area affected right now by the tornado warning, you could still see an additional storm through the next couple of hours, especially if you live along and east of US 63. The further west you get, the less likely it is that you are going to see additional storm threats through the rest of the night tonight. But we do have some additional rain opportunities through Saturday that could encompass all of our mid-Missouri viewing area, but we're not anticipating any severe weather after this evening. So once again, continuing with our tornado warning coverage here for northeastern Osage County and northwestern Gasconade County. That would be in effect until 6:30 p.m. unless the National Weather Service office does go ahead and cancel that warning, which they have mentioned that they are going to be looking to do unless this cell begins to ramp back up. We could be talking about a cycling, which is where a storm strengthens, weakens very, very rapidly. We have seen this storm do that earlier on if we use our hail core kind of here back as this storm made its way through Mocaine. So let me go ahead and back this up to about the last hour. We saw that cell. You can really get a clear indication of that cell ramping up as it made its way into Mocaine. As you see the hail core growing in intensity, that means it's a really tall, really strong, severe storm. And then as it made its way east, it started to lose a little bit of that steam. Is that going to continue? It could, but as we saw as it made its way into McCain, it doesn't take much for that storm to then strengthen very, very rapidly. So it is a situation that we will continue to keep our eyes on. But if you live anywhere along this county line of Gasconade and Osage County, you should be in a safe space. You should be away from windows, away from the exterior walls. Let this storm move past your area before you go to look out and see if there was any sort of damage in your region brought on by whether it was straight line winds, hail, or of course, if we did get any sort of brief touchdown from a tornado with this cell. And it does look like they have gone ahead and canceled our tornado warning as it no longer appears here on our graphic. I just want to double check the feed. Yes. So the National Weather Service office has canceled our tornado warning, so we will be able to send this all back to regularly scheduled programming, which will be our 6 p.m. newscast. So we will see you all back here again after this break.